In the field of Treasury management, the things that we at Treasury Strategies are seeing our clients implement in terms of best practices are three things. One is global visibility to data and risk. Two, centralization of Treasury structures. And three, a single Treasury technology environment to allow for better integration. So the first thing, which is global visibility to cash and risk, coming out of the financial crisis, companies knew that they needed to have better visibility to where their cash was around the world and who it was sitting with. So in order to enable senior management to know where the risks sat, the Treasury Department was called upon to get that visibility. And in many cases, as we worked with clients, they didn't have those capabilities. So now, going forward, it's about monitoring and mitigating the risk, but they also need to be able to have visibility to that data to plan. As more and more organizations look to utilize their cash for mergers and acquisition opportunities, that visibility to data has got to be there from a cash forecasting and planning perspective. The second best practice that we're seeing more and more companies implement is one of centralization. And in centralizing their treasury structures, policies, technology, activities, more and more companies are looking to take advantage of the efficiencies of centralization. So whether it's in trading execution or making sure that their shared service centers around the world, which are supporting other operations, can also accomplish treasury activities, more organizations are viewing that centralization is really the way to go in treasury. The third best practice that we see more and more companies implementing is one of a single database for Treasury technology. They want a simpler solution for Treasury technology that really allows them to integrate business units across the globe. And it's that integration, whether it's integration with their ERP system, integration with their banks, or simply internal integration, is very key to companies these days. And so the fact that their technology environment needs to support that integration and a single database and centralized technology is one of the key things that we see companies looking to implement in the future. As we work with our clients to select and implement Treasury technology solutions, there are a few critical things that we find our clients do that makes them happier with the solutions they implement. One of the key things is that they choose an environment that's easier to maintain. The SaaS, or software as a solution model, is something that more and more companies are finding suits their environment. And the reason it suits that environment is because they don't have the IT resources to maintain an installed solution. It takes greater demand on IT resources, hardware costs, and treasury personnel to keep an installed application running. So the SaaS model of an easier delivery over the web is a critical factor that companies are seeking more and more these days. A second best practice in the technology environment is one where there's better integration with both internal applications and external systems that the companies are using. So better integration means getting the data out of an ERP system, for example. If you're using SAP or Oracle, it's very important for Treasury to be able to access the accounts payable or accounts receivable data for planning and cash forecasting purposes. That integration is key, and the technology implementations that we are working on focus on a better integration between their Treasury system and the ERP application. The second part of that integration component is one where the TRM provider needs to be able to integrate with external stakeholders that Treasury interacts with. So the primary external stakeholder is that of banks. So Treasury needs to connect to their banks, and when a TRM provider enables that bank connectivity seamlessly, that is a critical best practice. The final element of a technology best practice that we're finding clients demanding is an easy source for market data. When that's integrated in our TRM platform, it makes it much easier on the implementation timeline and the team that's doing the work. Instead of having an external interface to download data from a market provider like Bloomberg or Reuters, having that in the solution itself is a critical thing that companies are finding saves them time and money in the overall implementation. So a single source for market data is key. When our clients look at treasury and risk management systems, they're evaluating usually three models. A hosted model, which is called ASP, whether to install it in their company or use a software as a service model. And more now, companies are electing to go with an easier model that is represented by the SaaS solution. That's because IT resources are scarce. They may not want to pay for ongoing hardware to support the installed model, and the access globally is so much easier under a SaaS model. What we're seeing is that it's running about 70 to 30 in favor of a SaaS model with our clients that are selecting treasury and risk management systems.